Hi there. I hope you're all having a fabulous start to your day. You've got Sammy here. And today we are going to be crocheting the Grabbing Chains Granny Square as part of our 365 Granny Square a Day Crochet Along project. So I've made a start here. Just made a magic circle, so you can do a magic circle or chain 4 and slip stitch together. I've then put a chain of 3 as the first double crochet and 15 more. So at the end of round 1 we've got 16 double crochet, slip stitch together, having a nice tight little circle, and pause now so you can catch up. Now you've done round 1. We'll get started on round 2. So we're going to chain 5. Which counts as the first double crochet in a chain of 2. We're going to double crochet into the same stitch. So that's a V stitch that we've just made there. Going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch, pop a double crochet into the next. It's actually going to be a V stitch, so we double crochet, we chain 2, and then we double crochet again into the same hole. Sorry, the tapping's a bit annoying. Chain 1, skip 1, and then a V stitch into the next. So a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet into the same stitch. We're going to repeat that V stitch all the way back to the beginning. We're going to slip stitch into the third chain of the beginning, chain of 5. So at the end of this round you'll have 8 V stitches and 8 chain 1 spaces. So we V stitch, we chain 1, we skip a stitch, and we pop a V stitch into the second. So that's a double crochet, chain of 2, and a second double crochet into the same stitch. Very cute. I'll let you guys finish off this round. Remember, slip stitching into the third loop of the starting chain. I'll meet you back here to start round 3. Okay guys, we've finished round 2 with those V stitches. So remembering at the end of that round we've got 8 V stitches and 8 chain 1 spaces. Now I've slip stitched into the third loop of the starting chain of 5. I'm just going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space. So that's in the center of the V stitch. Now we're going to chain 3. Which will serve as our first double crochet, and pop 2 double crochet into that same chain 2 space. 1, 2. Then we're going to front post double crochet around the next double crochet. Double crochet, silly. Need a loop on before we do that. So front post double crochet around the next double crochet. We're going to pop a double crochet into the chain 1 space. Then we're going to front post double crochet around the next double crochet. And pop 3 double crochet into the chain 2 space. So we're going to be repeating this stitch pattern all the way around. If you make a note of this, the time stamp here, I'm going to run through it all again and then leave you guys to it. If you want to follow along with the video, rewind to this point. So 3 double crochet in the chain 2 space, front post double crochet around the DC from the previous row, a double crochet into the chain space, a front post double crochet around the next double crochet of the previous row, and 3 double crochet into the chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3. We'll do that again. So front post double crochet around the next DC from the previous round, 1 double crochet into the chain 1 space between the V stitches, front post double crochet around the next DC, which is the first in the V stitch, 3 double crochet into the chain 2 space, 1, 2, 3. So chain 2 space is the center of the V stitches we did in the previous round, and then a front post double crochet around the next DC. So if you want to follow along with the video, go back to the place you marked. You can see the texture coming out in the square now. I'm going to be completing the square in just the green. Of course, you can change colour at the end of any round, and you will still be able to follow along with the video. So finish this round of front post double crochet and double crochet. I'll see you back here ready to do round 4. Okay, we're back. Those front post double crochets, obviously the inspiration for the name while we're grabbing chains, giving a lovely texture to this pretty little square. Ready to do round 4. So we're going to slip stitch into the next double crochet, and we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's counting as a double crochet and a chain of 2. Going to pop a double crochet into the same stitch, giving us a nice little V stitch again. Going to chain 2. Going to skip 2 stitches, and we're going to front post double crochet around the next DC, which is not a front post double crochet. I've miscounted 1, 2. So we're grabbing the single double crochet between the front post double crochets of the previous round. And chain 2. Going to skip 2 stitches. So we're working in the middle stitch of our set of 3 double crochet, and we're popping in a V stitch. So a double crochet, chain of 2, and another double crochet. Chaining 2, skipping 2, which puts us into the top of the double crochet between the front post doubles of the previous round, and we're doing a front post double crochet, not single, front post double. Chain 2, skipping 2 stitches, which puts us into the middle stitch of the 3 double crochets from the previous round, and we're popping a V stitch in there. So you can see the repetition of the pattern. If you would like to follow along with the video, go back around 3 minutes. Chain of 2 and a second double crochet to complete that V stitch. I'm going to repeat that all the way back to the beginning, where we'll be slip stitching into the third chain of the beginning chain of 5. At the end of this round we'll have 8 V-stitches, 8 front post double crochet and 24 chain spaces. As I said, if you want to follow along with the video, it's now around 3 minutes 20. Otherwise, finish off the repetitions of that round. I'll meet you back here for round 5. We're going to start squaring off a little bit. Okay, lovelies, we're back. Gorgeous shape and texture with those front post double crochets in the previous round. Now we're ready to start squaring off. So I've slip stitched into the chain 2 space between a V-stitch from the previous round. I've done a chain of 3, which will serve as our first double crochet, popping a second into the same chain space, chain 2, and then pop 2 more double crochet into the same chain space to form our first corner. And we can start working our sides. So we're going to double crochet into the next stitch, put 2 double crochet into the chain space, 1, 2, we're going to do that again with a double crochet into the next stitch, and 2 double crochet into the chain space. Pop a half double crochet into the next stitch, a half double into the chain space, and a half double into the next stitch. I'm going to double crochet into the chain space, pop 2 in there, 1, 2, and double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochet into the chain space, and that brings us to a V-stitch that's going to be our next corner. So pop a double crochet into the first stitch of the V, then we're in the corner, so 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2, and another 2 double crochet into the same chain space. Oops. Okay, we're repeating the same pattern, so double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochet into the chain space, double crochet into the next stitch, and 2 double crochet into the next chain space. And we're going to pop a half double crochet into the next stitch, a half double crochet into the chain space, a half double into the next stitch, and now we're back to doubles. So pop 2 double crochet into the chain space, 1 and 2, double crochet into the next stitch, two double crochet into the chain space, and this brings us up to our second corner. So we pop a double crochet into the next stitch, and then we can work our corner stitches. Now if you want to follow along with the video, go back around 5 minutes. Otherwise, have fun hooking the last two sides. I'll meet you back here to do round 6, which is our final round. Okay, happy hookers, I'm back. Look at that, it's beautiful. I hope you've all enjoyed this tutorial and hooking up this square. This is our final round, and it is really just our squaring off round. So where I've joined, I'm just going to chain 1 and start doing a single crochet into each stitch. Corner space, we pop 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. Other than that, it's just a single crochet into every stitch to square up and get this gorgeous little grabbing chains granny ready to be joined into a blanket. If you have found this tutorial helpful, please remember to give us a like so that we can continue to spread the hooker love on YouTube. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.